Variant identified.
I beg your pardon.
On behalf of the Time Variance Authority, I hereby arrest you for crimes against the sacred timeline. Hands up. You're coming with us.
I'm sorry, who's us?
Last chance, Variant.
There are a vast number of Marvel television shows, from the newest slate of Disney Plus shows to the other properties outside of the MCU. And regardless if they're tied to the MCU or not, there are plenty of good shows to choose from. So today, we're gonna look at the best Marvel TV shows.
Hang on!
There are 4 arrows more dangerous than that one?
For this list, we've included titles that have at least 10 reviews. And ties were resolved by the number of reviews for each title, and further by the quote average rating. Marvel has dominated the big screen and are now doing the same for television, so let's count down the best Marvel TV shows ranked by Tomato Meter. Number 10, Cloak and Dagger. Tandy Bowen and Tyrone Johnson come from starkly different backgrounds, each growing up with a secret they never dared to share with another soul. Tandy watched as her family was destroyed by a disastrous storm that uprooted her life. And when everything Tyrone held close was taken away, life taught him to be afraid. Starring Olivia Holt, Aubrey Joseph, Andrea Roth, and created by Joe Pekaski. Critics say Cloak and Dagger blends soapy drama with superhero grit to create an exciting, surprisingly thoughtful addition to the genre, even if it falls prey to a certain amount of narrative bloat.
So, here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. Looks like O'Reilly led me right to you.
You really gonna try to shoot at me again?
No, fool me thrice. Your little side piece, though. I'm guessing she doesn't travel as light as you.
Nope, she doesn't.
I'm not letting you hold my life hostage anymore. Not my friends or my family, you understand?
Listen, you little...
I'm not afraid of you anymore. But you? Yeah. You should be. You should be very, very afraid. You afraid? I am.
Number 9, Marvel's Luke Cage. This gritty action-packed drama follows the evolution of Luke Cage, a man with super strength and unbreakable skin caused by a sabotaged experiment. After a failed relationship with fellow superhero Jessica Jones, Cage tries to rebuild a quiet life in Harlem, New York, until he's pulled out of the shadows and forced into a battle for his city. Along the way, Cage can't avoid confronting his past, which he has worked hard to bury. Starring Mike Coulter, Mahershala Ali, Rosario Dawson, and created by Chio Hodari Coker. Critics say an immersive, socially conscious narrative and a confident, charismatic lead performance make Marvel's Luke Cage a stellar sampling of the new Marvel Netflix universe.
Give us the money.
Yo, I don't like your tone.
Excuse me?
You're being disrespectful. It's unnecessary.
Ooh. Yo, Amos.
What up?
Show the man what you famous for.
You want some?
Number 8, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Falcon and the Winter Soldier are a mismatched duo who team up for a global adventure that will test their survival skills as well as their patience. Starring Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Daniel Bruhl, and created by Malcolm Spellman. Critics say, packed with blockbuster action and deft character beats, Falcon and the Winter Soldier proves itself worthy of Captain America's legacy, with its globe-trotting intrigue, mature social commentary, and the sparky rapport between stars Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan.
Sharon, Bucky, what's going on your end?
Nothing, all quiet.
I'm sorry, wait, who are you?
Captain America.
Number 7, Marvel's MODOK. While pursuing his dream of conquering the world, a megalomaniacal supervillain runs his evil organization into the ground. Starring Melissa Fumero, Amy Garcia, and Patton Oswalt, who created the show with Jordan Blum. Critics say, though its tendency toward too muchness may test some viewers' patience, slick stop motion, a killer voice cast, and a seemingly endless well of jokes made MODOK an entertainingly chaotic diversion.
We got us a mad scientist, right?
What's that little thing? Oh my god! Yeah! Clever ice punch!
You still can't use your mind blast! My dang shoulder!
Number 6, Legion. David Haller is a troubled young man who was diagnosed with schizophrenia as a child. Shuffled from one psychiatric institution to the next, in his early 30s, David meets and falls in love with a beautiful and troubled fellow patient named Sid. After a startling encounter with her, he must confront the shocking possibility that the voices he hears and the visions he sees may actually be real. With the help of Sid and a team of specialists who also possess unique and extraordinary gifts, Tawny Wallace and Carrie Loudermilk, David unlocks a deeply suppressed truth. He has been haunted his entire life by a malicious parasite of unimaginable power. Starring Dan Stevens, Aubrey Plaza, Rachel Keller, and created by Noah Hawley. Critics say bold, intelligent, and visually arresting. Legion is a masterfully surreal and brilliantly daring departure from traditional superhero conceits.
Remember, I was gonna let you go.
Number 5, WandaVision. Living idealized suburban lives, superpowered beings Wanda and Vision begin to suspect that everything is not as it seems. Starring Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Tiana Paris, Katherine Hahn, and created by Jack Schaefer. Critics say, part loving homage to TV history, part off-kilter mystery, WandaVision is a wonderfully weird and strikingly bold step into the small screen for the MCU, and a perfect showcase for Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany.
Take it.
you doing?
Come on, Wanda!
There's more. I want it all.
Number 4, Loki. Loki, the god of mischief, steps out of his brother's shadow to embark on an adventure that takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame. Starring Tom Hiddleston, Sophia DiMartino, Owen Wilson, and created by Michael Waldron. Critics say a delightful diversion from the MCU as we know it, Loki successfully sees star Tom Hiddleston leap from beloved villain to endearing antihero, with a little help from Owen Wilson, in a series that's as off-kilter, charming, and vaguely dangerous as the demigod himself.
Maybe he's lying. Maybe he's not. The cost of getting this wrong is too great.
Fine. Do it! Kill me! Take your throne!
No.
Sylvie, stop. Stop.
Number 3, Hawkeye. Clint Barton and Kate Bishop shoot a few arrows and try to avoid becoming the target themselves. Starring Jeremy Renner, Haley Steinfeld, Vera Farmiga, Alakwa Cox, and created by Jonathan Igla and Rhys Thomas. Critics say Hawkeye starts slowly, but the street-level action is a refreshing change of pace for the MCU, and the chemistry between its leads sparkles even when the plot lags. Number 2, Marvel's Daredevil. Daredevil follows Matt Murdock, attorney by day and vigilante by night. Blinded in an accident as a child, Murdock uses his heightened senses as Daredevil to fight crime on the streets of New York after the sun goes down. While Murdock's day job requires him to believe in the criminal justice system, his alter ego does not follow suit. This leads him to take the law into his own hands to protect his Hell's Kitchen neighborhood and the surrounding communities. Starring Charlie Cox, Eldon Henson, Deborah Ann Woll, Vincent D'Onofrio, and created by Drew Goddard. Critics say with tight adherence to its source material's history, high production quality, and a no-nonsense dramatic flair, Daredevil excels as an effective superhero origin story, a gritty procedural, and an exciting action-adventure. And before we reveal number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Marvel's The Punisher. After exacting revenge on the people responsible for the deaths of his wife and children, Frank Castle uncovers a conspiracy that runs deeper than New York's criminal underworld. Now known as the Punisher, he must dig deep into the conspiracy to discover the truth about injustices that affect more than just him and his family. Assisting the vigilante in his quest to fight criminals are best friend Billy Russo, who runs private military corporation Anvil, and former NSA analyst Micro, who shares common enemies with Castle and helps him as part of a so-called marriage of convenience. Starring John Bernthal, Ben Barnes, Amber Rose Riva, and created by Steve Lightfoot. Critics say, a rocky start can't keep the Punisher from pushing the boundaries of Marvel's TV universe with a fresh take on the comics-derived action thriller.
I'm not your enemy.
Those photos. Who paid for them? Who?
They would kill me if I told.
What do you think I'm gonna do?
Poloznev. Nikolai Poloznev.
Where do I find him?
Try the internet. MODOK.
Swear to God, they made me do it, man.
Don't worry, Turk. You did exactly what I wanted you to.
Marvel's Jessica Jones. A chronicle of the life of one of the darker Marvel characters, the mysterious Jessica Jones. When a tragedy puts an end to her short-lived career as a superhero, Jessica settles in New York City. There, she opens her own detective agency called Alias Investigations, which seems to be called into cases involving people who have special abilities. Suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome, Jessica wants to do good, but her primary interest isn't in saving the world, it's saving her apartment and getting through each day. Starring Kristen Ritter, Rachel Taylor, Ika Darville, David Tennant, and created by Melissa Rosenberg. Critics say Jessica Jones builds a multifaceted drama around its engaging anti-hero, delivering what might be Marvel's strongest TV franchise to date.
I know the drill. I'm not gonna follow him. I just want to know where he is. I'm not the enemy.
You can't follow him!
I'm sorry about this. This is only a 3-person family.
And before we get to number 1, here is another honorable mention. Marvel's Agent Carter. Peggy Carter is an unstoppable secret agent for the Strategic Scientific Reserve dedicated to fighting new atomic threats that have emerged after World War II. After working in New York, Peggy heads across the country to LA for her most dangerous assignment yet. As Peggy explores the bright lights of Hollywood and discovers new friends and perhaps a new romance, a sinister threat emerges that could impact everyone she is sworn to protect. Starring Haley Atwell, James Darcy, Enver Jokai, and created by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. Critics say focusing on Peggy Carter as a person first and an action hero second makes Marvel's Agent Carter a winning, stylish drama with bursts of excitement and an undercurrent of cheeky fun.
Give me security. I need war shower in the chambers now. I think we might have a breach. I don't know. Just something ain't right. Just get him down here.
Hey, you. You're not supposed to be in here.
Miss Wendy. The powder room is that way.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I get really confused around books.
And finally, number 1, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The worldwide law enforcement organization known as S.H.I.E.L.D. employs an elite team of agents who investigate strange occurrences around the globe and beyond. Its members, each of whom brings a specialty to the group, work to protect those who cannot protect themselves from extraordinary and inconceivable threats. One of the major threats include a formidable group known as Hydra, starring Clark Gregg, Ming-Na Wen, Chloe Bennett, and created by Joss Whedon, Jed Whedon, and Marissa Tancharoen. Critics say Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is sure to please comic book fans, but the strong ensemble and brisk pacing help to make this better than average superhero show accessible to non-fanboys as well.
You don't get to decide who deserves to die.
I'm not the one who decides.
That about does it for us. Be sure to stay tuned to the Rotten Tomatoes channel for more of the entertainment content you love. Until next time, I am your host, Naz Perez, and we'll see you back here for more Top 10s on the Rotten Tomatoes Countdown.